My name is Eric Andrew Lewis. I'm a WordPress developer. I have a little shop called 5050. And I'm on most social media platforms with my full name, Eric Andrew Lewis. Tonight I'm going to be talking about WordPress 3.7. Named Basie after Count Basie, the mid-20th century jazz pianist and band leader. So 3.7 drops in mid-October, about like a month ago. Hot off the heels from 3.6 in August. It was actually the shortest development cycle of a major version of WordPress ever, which is pretty cool. And the next one, 3.8, will be kind of separated that. I think now we'll be talking about that a little bit later. So 3.7 is a maintenance release. What does that mean? A little bit of housekeeping. No real huge user-facing features that you're using to edit your content on your WordPress site, but it's setting us up a bit for future. And here's some good-looking guys. Here are the 3.7 leads, Nathan, John Cave, and Diane Holtz, led development. So the major takeaway from 3.7 is making the web a safer place by the way of your WordPress site. Arwen and Andy talked a little bit about password updates in WordPress 3.7. And it's a good step. Hackers happen. Just wondering, who has not been hacked here? Anyone? Got like maybe 10%? Yeah. Not been hacked. Yeah, I figured if I asked who has been hacked, then I would get a better response with that. Yeah, like Arwen and Andy said, hackers have numerous points of entry into your site. I'd like to make the analogy of Home Alone, whereas your hackers are going to be coming in the front door, the back door, the basement, and the window next to the piano. So you got to have your blowtorch ready to, spice them up. So to put this in context of WordPress, there are security measures that Arwen and Andy showed that you can implement, through plugins and whatnot. But what security measures we can do in WordPress core are a little bit more specific. We can't, make your web host, better and make sure that your web host takes the right security measures. So there are a bunch of security vulnerabilities like that that you could be privy to. But in WordPress 3.7, the major wins were password strength and out-of-date software are your two vulnerabilities that you're going to be protected from. And just a really interesting quote I found, this guy, Mark Burnett, is a security consultant, and he has compiled this huge list of passwords from and usernames all over the net. And surprisingly, 98.8% of passwords in use that he's found are from the top 10,000 passwords list, which is just kind of mind-boggling. Which means that essentially, the internet is an open market for hackers. So before 3.7, we had a simplistic password strength meter in WordPress that counted the length of your password and the types of characters that you were using within it to tell you if your password was good or bad, which is a bit simplistic. So, obviously it sees that ABC is a bad password, but on the strong end, it would say that something with, a straight line of, putting in the alphabet would be a strong password, which, as Andy and Arwen said, is dangerous and a huge vulnerability for security. So we brought in a realistic password strength meter into WordPress core that'll help you make a better password. Not require you yet, but it's one step in the right direction. Another huge feature for security is automatic updates while you sleep. That are only for minor releases right now. So what are minor releases? Minor releases are security releases. Major releases of WordPress 3.7 come with, large feature changes. And then the minor releases like 3.7.1, which came out about a week after 3.7 came out, are bug fixes that were uncovered after the release, the major release, and security updates to that release. So staying up to date on the point releases is very important for your security as well as, making the web a safe space for your users. And this is, I got some numbers from Dion that were really cool. 110,000 automatic updates were already performed with a success rate of 99.995. And any updates that failed rolled back to 3.7.0 gracefully, which means that no one's website just broke from automatic updates, which was a huge fear in a lot of people's mind about this automatic updates deal. But really, there's not much to worry about here. Some more interesting numbers about who's running dot releases versus the original major release. So 3.6 came out, and there was a security release for that version. And about 30% of users stayed on 3.6.0 on that unsecure version of 3.6.0 that might have had, security vulnerabilities. And on 3.7, that number is only 5%, which is just really awesome. That means, more WordPress sites are more secure. And of course, you can disable automatic updates, but you shouldn't. Automatic updates also are provided for plugins and themes, which is not enabled out of the box, but you can if you want to. And automatic updates for translations, in case you're running WordPress in a foreign language other than English, got a bit of a revamp in 3.7, such that any updates in your language pack will be automatically pushed into your site automatically. Another smaller feature, but still pretty awesome, is improved search results in your search pages. It's not exactly relevancy, but it's improvement of priority of what fields that are being searched for with the keywords that your users are searching with. And that's it. I just wanted to show you a couple things. Any questions about 3.7? Yeah, I think we have a mic coming to you. Sure. Oh, well, yeah.
Where do you turn on automatic plugins?
So it's actually built into the WordPress core software. So once you upgrade to 3.7, that software is going to be in your system. And it's automatically enabled as long as your host environment allows for it. So it'll just work like magic. Is that for the plugin updates too? So no, currently I believe there's a filter for, it's a bit technical. There might be a plugin that you could install for that. I'm not sure. There is. So Google automatic plugin update. Is it that just one that's like advanced updater? Automatic core updater by Pento. Any other questions? Yeah.
So,
Just one.
so let's say you're a plugin or a theme developer. Is there any special considerations you have to make for the automatic updates to work in terms of how you're developing the plugin? Or does that automatically happen?
As far as I understand, it's the same process as updating for WordPress core. So just do your thing, and you'll be good. Unless someone wants to correct me, but I think we're good. Yeah.
also set the permissions of SSH keys so that you can update. Do you recommend just having these keys, for, let's say, a separate account your web server runs on, and it would automatically use those keys all the time? So my question is, can you update with SSH automatically?
I'm not sure. I would have to pass that on to someone higher up. Helen, do you know? The gentleman has a lockdown environment, so he doesn't have FTP access and only SSH is in. So you have SFTP, essentially, right? Can you automatically update over SFTP? Yeah, if the web server is writing to, if you're already updating on your site, right? Like from one version to the next within the interface, then you should be able to do automatic updates just fine because it's still the web host, Apache or Nginx instance just writing files. Yeah, so you're good. Cool. I think that's good. Yeah. Thanks.